What's up, y'all? It's me, Tasha C. And in this particular video, y'all, I will be reviewing, recapping Real Housewives of Atlanta. I said Atlanta, sorry. It's like 2-something at night tonight. And I'm just coming down from a buzz of some limerita and maybe some Singer's vodka. Episode, what is this now? 21st, 28th, whatever. I'll put it down below. Whatever episode came on today, what is this? April the 12th or something, okay? Or the Sunday after Easter. And shout out to my YouTube fam. If you're not part of my YouTube fan, quick description, you know, just quick describing along and like to share this video. Let's get into it. Of course, we finally realized, y'all, it's gonna be a season finale next week. And even based on the previews, I'm like, maybe the reunion might be better. I didn't see nothing that kind of was like, wow, whatever, right? But yeah, I'm really gonna do the best I can when we seeing this episode. Now, Candy, we just gonna get her out the way because she wasn't like towards the end. Now, Candy had her stylist and somebody, and her best friend Cameron / one of her sisters over the house, and they talking about some of the equipment, talking about bobbin panties, or as this Kwame was asking, I think what was his name, Kwame, whatever, was asking, like, you know, do they have vibrating drawers? Because he didn't know what a vibrating penny is. And if y'all ever heard of Priscilla's, Adam's Eve, I've talked about this before, whatever. I used to work for Priscilla's in like 1999. Some people are like, well, 99, yeah. So I worked there like maybe about 6 months, and that was one of the spotlight toys, you know, that they had, was a vibrating penny. Usually around at, what was about 60 to 70 bucks. And, you know, it was leather, and then you have this supposed to be the bullet there in the front of the panties, and you have the remote. That's pretty much it is, and you figured out the rest of that is. But basically, you give the other person the remote, and they control the panties. We'll say that much. And yeah, so the dude thought about some, you know, some vibrating draws or panties for dudes, but I don't think they came out with none yet. I don't think so, but that'd be interesting. They would come out with vibrating draws, you know, whatever, for some dudes. Candy might pick it up. She might be able to get, you know, new audience. I'm just saying shit. Ding, ching, ching. But anyways, I know that's some random, but this episode was kind of like, instead of the peaceful episodes we seen the last two, this was kind of like, we knew the previews was making it more bigger than what it was, type of bullshit. But yeah, Candy is trying to get, you know, back with Todd. You know how they're trying to work on their therapy session, get their marriage back together, even though they barely haven't been together for a whole year, but they're trying to get it together. And so anyways, actually she is trying on clothes, and she has this one leopard outfit on, you know, with everything, looking like she could have been, you know, inspired by Pam Grier, Foxy Brownish type of thing. I don't know, that's what she was giving me. And then she has Riley, which I don't know why she asked the baby this is appropriate. And by the way, wasn't this episode like, bring your kids to your reality TV show / work day? Because damn near everybody who had a mom who had a kid was presented on this show. I think at least one, you know, I'm just saying, one of their kids, or one, all the kids, whatever. I just noticed that. As you know, I don't usually see that every episode, but I've seen it this time. So we got Riley coming in with, you know, if you didn't know how she was, like I said, how they got all these steroids, they feeding the babies and shit. You know, she's damn near looking like she could be past the 16, even though I think she's still 11 or 12 years old. But yeah, but of course she's like, it's too much cleavage. That's all she could say, something like that, inappropriate. But Candy, I noticed, did take her own advice and still wore the dress anyway. She met Todd. They haven't seen each other since the damn trip when she was, you know, in the Philippines. And she's, like I said, she was talking to him and they were talking. Now, Todd's show has been picked up for a 2nd season, which obviously is Hollywood Divas, which I did not review. I seen just the first episode and I stopped watching. No offense. But yeah, but I may give season 2 a try. It'll come out. Who knows? But at the same time, he's picking up, so he's about to go back to LA in a month and a half. He's all talking about working on their homework, and she feels kind of offended because about the therapy thing. But it's like, dang, like I said, y'all just been married for how long? And here she is, hopefully ready to get some. He's asking her, though, is she ovulating? He pulls up her fertility what, fertility appointment next thing, but he's asking her that, and she already said my period's around the corner or something like that, or whatever. I mean, that's like what the hell she said, so she don't know. And then he talking about some, this is just how random it was, but he's talking about he gonna leave in a month and a half, and he's asking her to basically come with him this time when she leaves, because she's already like 2 weeks is already too much as is, and I need you to stay with me and shit, right? And the interesting part I want to say to Carmen, because he says confessionals. Like I haven't watched like I said 9% of the season, honestly, but I don't recall Todd having a confessional, of scene until now, right? And he's saying like with everything going on, the show picked up, and blended families. Mama Joyce, let's be for real, Mama Joyce was probably number 1, number 2, and 3, 4 out of the 10 things off your list. Maybe through number 7, as far as one to work on for dealing with all the stress slash let's use the bonnet as an excuse about why y'all can't get in like y'all used to, and trying to get his finance. He's trying to build his empire. Also, that's indirectly with the Mama Joyce thing, because if Mama Joyce wasn't on top of his ass, do we really think, honestly, y'all, and this is just my opinion, most of us, some of us, or maybe a few, that actually he would be worried about? I mean, he's trying to get his own any darn way. But at the same time, would it be so much a focus if, we didn't have someone on his ass, and ain't no mountain high enough and low enough to get me on your ass, or whatever the hell she said, the season before that, okay? So anyways, y'all, we see him, basically talking about that, but this time he's inviting Candy. Candy know for sure, and she's talking about I got Riley, and that's code for I send her with Mama Joyce, because she ain't no, but she could go. Can't she go with your mama? That's really what he was acting like he wanted to say, because she's talking about I got Riley, but whoever Riley would stay with when they went to that trip in New York, and the way Candy talks is she rarely goes. All businesses really stem in Atlanta, and she's mostly in Atlanta most of the time. But I mean, she's considering it based on what we're seeing that. But yeah, that's pretty much what was it. Because if, he talking about he don't know for sure about the baby. She asked about what about the baby? And he don't know about the baby. And he talking about he doesn't know have one. So it's kind of like really, it's really, if he really wanted one, he seemed like he was more about it, y'all, before they got married. But with all this pressure and all the fuckery going on one or both sides, whatever, he seemed to kind of like think about, what, I don't even want to practice, let alone make one. That's pretty much the point that he's getting now, and he got a lot of business in LA, but I mean, we don't know what's going on, but I mean, the show's supposed to be picking up for, it's picked up, whatever. So good for him. But at the same time, the marriage is still questionable. But, I think recently they did just celebrate and posted that they've been together for a year. But for them to be in 1 year almost bliss, they seem to be one of the most miserable couples I've seen in marriage. Or is that just me? So, anyways, we just get down to that. They didn't finish the rest of the episode. Portia was kind of in and out this episode, even though she's in every episode. Demetria was not featured. A lot of it had to do in and out with the Phaedra situation. But let's get to Kenya, because Kenya was kind of like in and out as well. Kenya is working on her pilot on the show. She's producing, writing, directing, doing a trademark, doing the theme song, probably doing the troll. I'm just saying, she's letting us know she's doing everything. And so we have this one scene where, say, Cynthia, and let's just add in Cynthia at this moment, is practicing the lines, I guess, in the closet. And it just seemed like she decides to ask Peter at that time frame about asking to help with the lines. And I'm thinking, like, the fact that he's Jamaican and he already, maybe he just doesn't use his accent, which we see he has an accent and, whatever going on. I'm thinking like this. If you with somebody and they know a different language, whatever the case is, try to tell you, live special learn. Try to advantage and learn, if you can, to learn what the hell they know. Take, you got your own Rosetta Stone. Because I was looking like this. Just in case y'all ever afford you go to an argument or something, they say something under breath, or you go around somebody that also speaks the same language, whatever, you don't know what the hell they talk about. Like, what the hell you just called me? The what? I'm just saying, I'm just interested that she decided to ask about how to do a Jamaican accent, and it seemed like she was doing this one scene that took for 5, we'll get to that in a second, but they're talking about how it was a trip, and she's saying Phaedra opened up but not completely, and here she's trying to confess or try to justify why Apollo was the one who brought the information. Yeah, Apollo brought the information, but you didn't have to sit there and bring it out. If Apollo came to y'all and whatever, it could have been stayed between the cameras, and Phaedra could have said the stuff. Yeah, okay, people can give you stuff, but do you have to dish it out? Do you have to sit there and tell everybody? Do you have to sit in between confident? Because I'm just saying, is Apollo supposed to be Peter's friend and the hush show whatever the hell that is? It's like, girl, you sat there and purposely the way you set up, whatever information was given, you didn't have to sit there and do it the way you were. So that's why Phaedra's up there looking you so sideways even still. And even though she's inviting you to this event that we're about to get into, but like I said, you know, Cynthia's trying to justify it. Like, okay, Apollo is a grown man. Okay, I'm thinking about that Shay Sean Bradley song. I mean, what is that song? How She Got Apollo? Oh my gosh, I need to add it to my favorites. That I'm in love with the dick though still in my head. Sometimes thinking about it. $5, $10, $15. It is $5, $10, $50. I'm sorry. But anyway, y'all, that is completely creative. Oh, Sean Bradley, though, he's a fool for that one. But anyways, y'all. Then they talking about based how big her behind has gotten. Maybe she been eating more. Maybe since they've been having more sex, more he been kind of putting the frame together. You know what I mean? I'm just saying this. They talking about that. You know, like I said, her damn accent and all this other stuff. But then we go to Kenya. Like I said, the scenes where I think, like I said, it was really focused on her getting this pilot together and her being nervous about the way it's turned out and doing some of the scenes. So Cynthia ends up coming there later on because, like I said, it really was that much with Kenya, that much besides like focusing on her. Just like how Nene wasn't towards the end that we seen her, but it was like the same thing when she's still in New York. But like I said, Kenya's up here doing her scene and shit. Pretty much, you know, they're talking about the trip and, you know, like I said, it was just a bunch of fillers in this episode and shit. So we got the scene where we look and see that actually, Cynthia comes through her scene, and I swear it's like 5 or 4 hours. You know, of course, Cynthia has to bring it. But the way the editing is, it's like the part is so big. And when Cynthia comes, I guess, in a similar outfit that she had, you know, for the auditions and shit, right? The way it's going, y'all, I mean, I'm not to say stereotypical, but even down to, can you even know, like, for her to bring it, I don't know why, but I just was like, that does not make me have the Jamaican feel, because she had Wonder Bread. I don't know, they sell, I'm just being true, I don't know they sell Wonder Bread other than out of Michigan, but Wonder Bread colors, Superman colors on top of her head as far as the hat that she wore. That now inspired me to drink Jamaican rum, get some Jamaican beef patties, jerk chicken, smoke a joint, listen to Bob Marley, any of his kids to come out with music. I just didn't get that feel from it. And even though she so-called has the accent, it's kind of like, okay. And she only said them same 2 lines. She said audition. I thought, like I said, based on editing, maybe Kenya's trying to cut it. But it's the same 2 lines. She just like, yes, me go. Kids a Cocoa Paw. Can you do anything with this? Hat turn off and that's it. Everybody like, yay! Yes! Yes, yes, yes. What? Okay, maybe I missed something. Like I said, I mean, last week, Conjugal Belief, I know there's a little rant, but there was a couple people on my YouTube family questioned that was actually water in my cup. And surprisingly, it was water in my cup. Tonight rather, I don't have no cup, and usually I don't usually drink anything when I'm doing my reviews, okay? Anything, period. But at the same time, I can honestly say, now for this evening, like I said before, it was like I said, let me read it, but that's what I'm saying is. But yeah, but I was just like, what? So this review might be a little bit, but no, my buzz is coming down. But I'm just saying I might be ramming a rant, but I'm just letting y'all know, like, yeah, so quite shocking, because sorry y'all, I haven't answered the comments yet for last week. But yeah, there was nothing in my cup besides water, and that's for real, surprisingly, okay? Despite me, my interesting review. But yeah, but I'm just like this, like that, okay, but like I said, stuff could have been edited, and it could have made it more different than what the hell it was, but I didn't see shit, okay? I didn't see nothing that kind of like stood out and whatever. Then when they showed even the part where Kenya was doing the scene when she was coming after somebody and seeing she's in a wedding dress, and she just, I mean, seriously, that's how she was sounding. She supposed had the knife and whatever, was acting, going after a future husband to be, and the wedding. And I'm just like this. It's a plug, but I'm like, did the pilot ever get picked up? at all, because I don't even see Bravo even featuring a plug or anything. Not like they kind of did with Candy's play, but we seen like Candy's play, the tester play, whatever. It was there last season, okay? Now here, they're showing clips of her show, but at the same time, they're not showing it like, you know what I'm saying, like, you know, this is coming out, blah, blah, blah. You can check it on Hulu.com. It was nothing that indicated about it being picked up or anything that showed, like, a clip of, like, somewhat the finished product. We ain't seen nothing. Okay? But I digress. But anyways, y'all, let's get into to the other part. Nene's through New York. Like I said, we also seen earlier that Cynthia was, her daughter's supposed to go to homecoming. Kenya does visit, tries to give her tips, but her daughter had a couple, I don't know if she calls her switch dresses or whatever, but Cynthia's daughter, who I swear was like 5 years old just a couple seasons ago, is now in her teens, and she's beautiful, a young little lady, and it's just like everything just changing for their eyes. But yeah, let's switch over to Nene. Nene is New York. Greg and their son, you know, Brett, they have together. They go to a restaurant, and you know, they look on the wall, the famous actors that, you know, hate to be actors, actresses, you know, and stuff like that. And, you know, they order some chicken club and something. And that's about it. I really, you know, that scene about her moving on up and being nervous about the role and progressing. And how, you know, Brett's telling Brett needs to make sure he goes down only 2 blocks, literally on the sidewalk. And, you know, don't, you know, cross the street without your parent. I just want those conversations. I mean, really, it was nothing really going on there, but except like good family time or whatever. And, stuff like that. I think that's what it was. Let's go into the Phaedrus, because like I said, this was one of those sailing episodes. I'm not gonna say they couldn't have kept it, but I mean, that's supposed, I guess, to get us down for episode 22, season finale. Okay. So anyways, y'all, we sit here and Phaedrus talking to, I think, her assistants about how the trip and how she's been awakened. Now, this is a question for y'all, and y'all, you know, this may just be me. But when I look, and when she's talking about the way now, she's like how she helped that lady who lost her husband, who was killed 2 years ago prior, right? God rest her soul. But at the same time, when she's talking about, it threw me off. Because she's up here talking about a situation where she's saying, okay, we know that her children are fatherless now. That she had by this man, her husband that passed away because he's killed, right? But when she's talking about, it just threw me off, and maybe she's talking about maybe because of the presence being there, a consistent presence. Because when she's comparing a man who's deceased, and you talking about how you feel about Apollo not being there, and your kids also being fatherless, and maybe, am I paraphrasing it wrong? But I'm thinking like, okay, yeah, the system, and he is incarcerated, and he will be incarcerated for 8 years. But I'm kind of like, does that make her kids fatherless? Just because he's incarcerated? You know what I mean? Like, she's the one who is choosing. And just like they brought up, I forgot to mention that Candy and Todd at the table. Like, you know, Todd did also ask Candy how did it go on the trip. And it was talking about, you know, she's talking about how, you know, Phaedra and Candy got together. And Kyle was like, well, how are you and Phaedra now? And she was talking about maybe she felt some type of way because of how we feel about the Apollo situation, taking aside about the kid. And Todd was the one bringing up, well, you know, like, well, how you think we supposed to feel? Like, she up here, sitting up here, talking about, like, not keeping her kids away from their father because of that circumstance. And then Candy kind of changed the subject, like, you see, there we go. And that's when they started talking about, you know, I'll be late on this date and stuff like that or whatever, you know. But it was kind of like, that I kind of felt like, does that make the baby's fatherless? Now, even to a certain point, I'm like I said, maybe it's just the angle I'm looking at it. Even to a certain point. Now, if she said, I wanted the children to visit, and they put on a list, and he rejected vision, told him, no, don't bring them there, blah, blah, blah. But I'm saying in terms of, like, maybe that's just the way that I'm thinking, like, does that make them fatherless just because of he's no longer in the household, or because he's incarcerated? Is that what you're trying to say? Because I'm like, comparing contrast a deceased man who's no longer there to a man who's, like, still there, but he's incarcerated. I don't know. I just don't. You know, I know people may not agree with me. I'm sorry, but I'm just like, huh? I'm like, that's a total different situation. And, you know, talking about the circumstances about the, you know, like I said, that, you know, I think, wasn't Todd was the one that said, like, that's the man that she chose, which is true. Like, the way Phaedra no offense, keeps sitting and talking. It's like if she did not know Apollo. Like I said, people can change even when it's incarcerated. There's some people that be found that's never been caught. You know what I'm saying? But that's keeping it real. But that just the fact the same is that she keeps acting like Apollo, which is innocent all along, and all this bullshit just came out. And then I don't want my kids to have anything to do with their dad because of the way way he is or whatever. And, you know, kind of like postpone, like, okay, now son, I'm a single mom and the kids and our father lives. And that's exactly what she was saying. It's kind of like, I'm just looking at it from the angle like, ooh, okay, that's a touchy subject because, you know, I actually heard of somebody, real talk, who had said that when their father was, you know, incarcerated, I think for several years, they thought, and I mean, I'm just saying, this is not about person, you know, it's personal, you know, and no. They thought their father was dead for years. It's just that he was incarcerated, and their mama told them that the daddy was dead. And I'll leave it as that, because it's just, like I said, it's a touchy subject. But at the same time, it's kind of like, you know, do you stop allowing your kids to see their parents just because they're incarcerated? Now, it could be, I can understand, especially depending on what the crime they did, that could be very touchy, or it has something to do with them, or just in general, if they did really some foul shit, you could be hesitant, and I can understand it, be more hesitant, because that is still a foul person that you're stealing people's identities and stuff, and putting them in your backpack and shit, and just calling the goddamn day, or in a, you know, in a 5-star notebook, trap keeper, okay? So, what I'm saying is that it is a touchy subject, and now that could be going on. That's that socioeconomic issue, that's sociology, that's criminal justice. I mean, that could just go from issues, religious, more issues, ethics. I mean, every damn thing as far as that. But I'm just saying the angle is based on the fact that she knew who this man was, and there might, like I said, not every damn time, and I can understand the thing a second chance, but the way almost is sometimes the way it is seen on here, it makes it seem like as if she didn't know, like I said, that he never, like, he out of nowhere just changed and had done something, but hasn't done anything like this before. That's the angle to put her. But to sit here and act like I don't know, and didn't this occur and stuff like that, and maybe over time she may change her mind about allowing to see her kids, whatever. But it's like, so they're, even the father, which for what I gather, seems like he wants to be bothered with his children still, despite his circumstances and having the invisible thing visible written on his forehead. Like, really? Okay. But like I said, it's homeless. But anyway, she wants to be there for other boys saving our sons and make this program, having these people that she knows somebody supposedly that works for the president or something like that, to pull through, have sex with black men, be motivating and saving our sons. She believes the children are our future. God rest her soul, Whitney Houston. But you know what I mean? She's trying to be on that note. So she invites all the ladies. Candy's up here making sure to see if she'll throw down. Those didn't show that in the scenes, unless in the bonus, unless y'all got time to look at the bonus. I ain't gonna look at it. So anyways, we sit here and see the date, and here's the ladies that comes through. I didn't notice at first that Kenya wasn't there. You know, because they were showing her, like I said, still doing the pilot. She came in later on. We got Claudia, Phaedra, blah. We have other people, and I mean, Adrian's somewhere with his grandparents up there chilling on the train. So like, so she had dialogue, and then she had Judge Memphis, God Jeffrey, I forgot. I could have sworn he used to do some type of, I don't know if he still does for BET News. He used to do stuff like that. That's remember that Jeff, I think it was named Johnson, and this other man talking about, you know, saving our sons, whatever, right? You know, and did y'all notice, like, when Peter was talking when they were back there, oh my gosh, favorite state, and they just sat there and just did the cartoon music almost damn near. When Peter, and you know, they even cut his ass off. They didn't go back to what he was saying or nothing. They were just like, and cut. Because when somebody gave Peter the mic, and Peter wanted to say something. And what he wanted to say was basically in a nice way, sorry kids, I'm not trying to say some of these kids are stupid or dumb. Or, you know, he didn't say, he kind of said in those terms, right? But, you know, some kids are, you know, are not exposed enough. You know, that's why I'm cleared up. And then the kids, and then all of a sudden, we see Phaedra confessional talking about, ain't nobody, I invited successful, consistent. Keyword consistent. That's a nice way of saying everything Peter's ass touch. You know, I said before, he does not have the Midas touch. He has the copper touch. No, he doesn't. He has plastic touch. And not only does he touch, it will also turn to plastic 10 cents or less, but it will melt and also turn into ashes. Or something else that these composed that goes around. I'm just saying is that based on what we have seen and this and that. Not to say, but Bar One was kind of successful for a minute, whatever. We've seen it in several shows, and we're not going to give it credit, but it's a nice way of saying, like, in comes in terms of being the business, he can open them and close them at the same damn time. It's basically what the breath they have. Like I said, Bar One kind of been there for a minute, and I don't know how his bar is doing. What is it, South Carolina, I think? Is that where it is that he has his new other bar, whatever? But it's just based on how it kind of been presented. I think that's how Phaedra might have been coming up. I don't know, but I'm just saying that kind of based on even what Cynthia and even Peter said, they own something what we've seen. It's kind of like I said, he has a business sense to a certain degree, but yet it's kind of But like I said, they didn't go back to him at all. So the main thing is, Nene comes with Greg, and Phaedra's up here with the apron on. The ladies didn't directly serve, but they're making out the plates of this healthy soul food. We got rotisserie chicken, I guess, string beans, and some yellow rice. Am I correct? And maybe a cornbread muffin piece. So Phaedra asked the ladies, I think, Phaedra asked, Portia comes over, Claudia comes over, and Cynthia, right? And Greg is, like I said, with Nene, and they're just talking a little bit, said it. And I could have sworn in the confessionals, and I didn't know last week, Nene, and I was kind of thinking about it, but I didn't know for sure that that was the exact same shirt that she wore last. Even though I'm rich, bitch, but shit, you know, even to stay rich, you got a budget. Got to keep them coupons ready, shit. I don't blame her, but I'm just saying with the big persona that she has. She had that shirt on before, y'all. And a lot of YouTubers, you're probably a YouTube fan, and other YouTubers I watch, I fellow YouTubers, I've noticed that that's what they say as well. I'm just saying. So anyways, they're talking. Nene says in the confessional with that lovely silver shirt on that she says that she didn't want to talk to anybody, really just said Phaedra. But I could have sworn Portia said she spoke to her prior a little bit round trip, having talked to her a little bit. So I'm like, wait, Portia was right there, and maybe that was meant. Maybe prior to, she didn't want to speak to none of the other girls, and maybe she was implied to Portia, maybe she not, but I'm just saying it was kind of to see her say that statement, and Portia right there, and we all know Portia is, you know, one of Nene's friends, associates, okay, friendly associates, okay. So anyways, we're going to the part like when Carla, also known as, why don't you say this shit for the goddamn reunion, even you have to wait 2025 moment, okay? Because now they go down the line. Claudia happens to be right next to Nene, right? And this is one time like that I've been grieving with Nene's ass, right? Because Claudia could have said this shit. It was just like, I need my moment. She decided to confront Nene, like, basically, how are you doing? And basically about her with the whole therapy session, how the trip was. And she, like, this Nene said something about, you know, the plate wasn't clean on the side. And she wiped it down. And Claudia wiped it down while I handed it to her. But Claudia decided to sit here and shit and ask her about, basically, about this whole goddamn meeting in terms, like, of the therapy session. And Nene's like this, I hope you did it well, whatever. You know, I made sure I got a retail, not cold, in for y'all to enjoy it. And this and this, y'all getting on the people. But what I'm saying is, whether as much as that Nene's wrong to, like, leave her own session and shit like that, whatever the case was, this, like I said, person to me, the shit should have been saved for the goddamn reunion. Like I said, you would have had to wait till 2025 in order to get to it. But the point is, you already knew that shit. It was inappropriate because, of course, Nene's letting know, like, basically trying to let it go, like, okay, I'm trying to move on, you stop with this, blah, 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 blah. You can hear these women's wah, 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 go, and you can hear in the room where you got leaders up there still talking, people up there talking, and this is supposed to be an event. And I think somebody told Phaedra, like, your friends is up there having a little confrontation, and basically, like, basically that's translation, would you get them bitches to shut the fuck up? That's pretty much all that lady was saying, okay? She may not have been meant to say it, but it may have been a foul term that had been disturbed, I don't know, but I'm just saying. So they come back to Nene, which this is the time I agree with her actually leaving this time and taking off those gloves and leaving, because Claudia called herself going behind her like, yeah, it's gonna be a dress or something like that, whatever. It was like this, like that. And Kenya came in and was like, okay, Claudia, what did you do? And she even, like, kind of like did this to the arm, like, Claudia to get back, you know, because that wasn't going to be seen. Because Claudia just, I don't know, Claudia got hands, but Claudia got mouth, okay? And sometimes a mouth peep can be your gift of gab or your, or an invitation to get your ass smacked. You know, you're like, okay? And what I'm basically saying is, like, why are you doing this right now at a time of event for Phaedra? Is a time, and she's trying to even still trying to justify him. I think confessionals even tell somebody, like, I forgot which one of the ladies that she told her was back there, like trying to justify, like she needed to be confronted about Nene's always running away. But this time she had the right, you know, it was right for her to go ahead and not do the bullshit. Because you sitting here starting some shit at the time where, you know, Nene, if you notice the pattern that she always walks away, besides talking about your clique disappearing and stuff and exploding and stuff in 5 million damn pieces and shit, and sitting here and you sat there and did a gangbang with half of Hollywood and shit, or whatever else she was talking about during that episode. And you had to tell her about her ramen noodles hair and all this other stuff, and sitting here and saying she looking like a man. By the way, in the confessionals, 2 little parts, and I know that didn't you notice how Portia was talking about when they were talking about their aprons and they're just talking in between, and she's saying when she get a married man, she's a man or something like that, or husband, whatever, she's going to love him and get a cooking feet in him and wash his feet or something like that. And all I can think about is a scene from Coming to America after She's Your Queen to Be. You remember that? And he's about to get his actual wife who's supposed to marry Eddie Murphy character. And she basically like this. He asking her, what do you like in the part? It's whatever you like. What music you like to listen to? Whatever music you like. And it's the same with Cynthia. Cynthia, not only with the whole Jamaican thing, was not giving me no damn, you know, Jamaican teas. But when I thought more that she was more inspired, if y'all remember Mad TV and that damn character who be like, I'll tell you everything. I tell you everything. She looking like a man or something. I forgot what her name was. And, but you know, Miss Swan Creek, I forgot what her name was, but if y'all remember Mad TV, used to watch that, y'all probably remember who the hell I'm talking about, okay? So, yeah, so, Nene leaves, and she's talking to Phaedra, and Portia go out to talk to her, but y'all notice also before even all that occurred, Greg was when they had Cynthia, Portia, and Claudia right there talking. And Greg was like, hello, ladies, and he forgot that's code for what I thought about. Hello, you lovely, suckling, pretty young things. Y'all just looking so pretty today. Just like sunshine. But anyways, y'all, she leaves, and it was understandable she left with Greg, and Greg was telling me I'm sorry to go to Phaedra and Portia. And, you know, of course, Cynthia's trying to justify Claudia's action because she's mad and hurt about her and Nene's friendship kind of just drilling down the drain. But just like even Kenya, you know, Kenya wants to be, say, Nene's friend, whatever. It still was justifiable on account of, like, sorry, y'all, I'm always fitting to do this. Count of that we can understand then about her being some type of way because you came at her wrong at the wrong timing, right? Girl, I know you trying to hold on to your peach and shit, but damn, was it necessary? Shit, really? I mean, I just wasn't agreeing with Claudia on this episode. But I mean, this really wasn't. Oh, y'all, so many questions, so little time. Oh, gosh. But anyways, y'all pleasant, not pleasant. That's pretty much how it ended with that Nene leaving. And like I said, it was right for her to leave and stuff. And she's supposed to go back to New York. So she came out here for Phaedra, her girl Phaedra, and stuff. And so anyways, if I miss anything, sorry about it, y'all. And but y'all pleasant weekend. I'll definitely see y'all in the next video. Y'all take care.